I can't believe it has been 2 years since I created my first video all about Circle, my all-time favorite community building platform. So I thought, what better time than now to recreate this video, talk about how I'm using Circle now, and a bunch of the new features they've released since I made that original video. Hi, I'm Galen. I'm the founder of Local Creative. I'm a web designer and marketing strategist. And not only do I offer services in my business, but I also offer digital products and online courses, as well as a community. And I use Circle to make this all happen behind the scenes. Special thanks to Circle for sponsoring this video. And if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know that if I'm going to talk about a product or promote a product, it's a product that I actually use in my own business. I get a ton of requests to make videos like these or share links to products. And again, I only share for products that I use myself. So Circle's one that I have been paying for since they first came out of beta several years ago. And it's one that I recommend to anybody who is looking to build an online community or really any sort of online business these days. I went back and watched the old video that I had created before sitting down to film this one, and I was amazed by just how many new features they had added in a few short years. And it was cool too because there were things that I had actually suggested in the community as features that I wanted to see, and some of those things actually got added to the product. So I kind of felt like maybe in some small way I had contributed to the product, and that Circle is definitely a company that listens to their users, which is huge. Side note, and totally random, but if you watch that old video, you'll notice I'm wearing the exact same shirt for filming. Totally unintentional, but I just thought it was funny. Anyway, if you are new to Circle and you don't really know a whole lot about what they do, they are a community platform at their core, but they are so much more than that now. One of the biggest, most exciting additions to Circle in the last couple years has been the new courses feature, or the ability to host courses similar to any other learning management system or online course platform. Host and sell courses to your audience. This was huge for my business because I really wanted my community to surround the digital products and courses that I offer as well. And at this point, I'm really just trying to simplify everything that I'm doing. I don't want to have one platform for my courses and another one for my community and then try to integrate them together in some way. The more that everything can live on a single platform, the easier it's going to be for me, and the more I'm going to gravitate towards that platform. Over the last several months, I've been consolidating as much as possible. I've been canceling my other subscriptions for shopping cart software, for other digital product and online course software, and just moving everything over to Circle. And if you're in my audience and you are a web designer or a small business owner who wants to learn more about SEO, stay tuned because I've got some exciting things coming in my own community. If you're somebody who's new to the online business world and you're wondering why would you even want a community in your business, think of it kind of like a Facebook group or a Slack group, but it lives on your own branded platform where you can have discussions, host live events, send DMs, all of the things in one place, and you can make it free or paid. There are a lot of reasons that you may want to build a community around your business. It could be to attract and create relationships with potential clients. It could be selling digital products or online courses. It's just in general a fantastic way to grow an audience. I think I mentioned this in my last video as well, but social media has just changed so much over the last several years. And it's difficult as business owners to feel like we're fighting with that algorithm constantly to get in front of our ideal clients and customers. And having your own branded community platform can just make that whole process quite a bit easier. When you first log into my Circle community, you're going to notice a few different things. First, on the left, we have my brand name up here, and then we have a few different main spaces. We have a home space, a members space where you can see all the different members of my community, an events space where I host monthly live events, and then a courses space which houses all of my online courses. Then below this, we have different space groups, and a space group is just a place to hold a collection of spaces. So for example, I have a welcome group, which basically houses all of the spaces that will help people get started in my community and to introduce themselves and to learn how to actually use the community. And then we have different space groups for the different members of my community based on what they have access to. All of your spaces are completely customizable. You can add an icon to the space. For me, I actually just created a really simple circle icon, no pun intended, inside of Canva. And I use that circle icon in different colors to denote the different spaces. You can name the spaces. You can choose the space group that the space lives under. You can control who has access to your space, whether you want it to be open to your entire community or closed just to people you've specifically invited to that space. You can control how the different posts within your space show up. Do you want them to look like a social media feed? Do you want them to show up as a list of posts or like cards, for example? This is a newer feature, but you can now add topic navigation to your spaces, which is really cool. This is just another way to further categorize your spaces into different topics, so that way your users have even more options when it comes to seeing the content that they want to see. And same as before, you can add a cover image or a mobile thumbnail to your space just to add that little bit of extra branding. Up at the top here, your home feed is just like, again, your home feed on any social network. It's just a personalized activity feed that's going to be different for every single user or member of your community. It's a great way for them to just catch up on what they might have missed since they last logged in and see trending posts that they might find relevance. One thing that you might notice that looks different about my community specifically is that the fonts and colors are unique to my brand. And that is something really cool that you can do with inside of Circle. I was actually able to go in and add a little bit of custom CSS to, again, update those fonts to match my website, update the colors to match my website, and just make my brand overall feel more cohesive. Also, can we talk about how exciting it is that you can now add polls directly within the community? This was a feature that I had personally requested that I was so excited when it finally launched. For those of you with a smaller community where it can feel really tough to get people to participate consistently, it's nice to be able to share polls because it just takes the pressure off. All those people who are lurking in your community who don't really want to take the time to be the first person to comment, you can create a poll and it just gives them a quick and easy way to share what they're thinking about without having to actually commit to writing a full post. Another feature that I personally requested that did not exist when I made this video last time that does now is the ability to create voice memos in the direct message feature inside of Circle. One of my favorite ways to communicate with my audience is through voice memos on Instagram, and I really wanted to see this feature come to Circle because when I'm on the go and I just want to open up my mobile app and send a quick message to somebody or send a quick reply to somebody, it's so much faster to do that through audio messages versus typing out a response. I also think it just feels a little more personal to reply to somebody with an audio message. I love hearing somebody's voice. I love hearing the inflection and the tone in their voice. And so when I can, I try to respond with audio messages, and that was a feature I was missing in Circle that they now have. I love that I can use these messages to welcome new members to my community or to bring back a member who has maybe not been as active recently. I can send them a quick DM to check in. Another feature that I could not wait for was the ability to filter search results. I'm a member of quite a few other communities that are all hosted on Circle by other brands or business owners. And one of the things I found frustrating as a user of Circle was that when I would search for a particular keyword, I couldn't actually filter those search results to only show the latest posts, for example, or search for someone's name and make sure I'm searching through members and not comments. I was clearly not the only one. There was a lot of people looking for this feature, and I was really happy when they launched it and they did such a great job putting this together. Now when I search my own community for the keyword Squarespace, for example, I can filter by posts with that keyword, comments with that keyword, lessons in my courses with that keyword, events with the keyword, or even members with the keyword. I can also look inside certain spaces. I can search posts by a certain author. I can even sort by latest. That was a big one when I was trying to find more recent content. I was frustrated because older posts were showing up. Now I can filter the results to only show me the latest content with that particular keyword. This is a game changer as your community starts to grow and you're going to have a ton of content and you want to make it really easy for your users to find exactly what they're looking for. Two other exciting additions to Circle is the ability to accept payments directly through the platform. So you can set up paywalls and accept payments and make it really easy for people to only have access to the different spaces or courses that you want them to. I'm going to create a test paywall here just so you can see how many different options you have available to you. You can add your own pricing structure, whatever that might look like for you, whether it's a one-time fee for something like a course or an ongoing subscription payment, or even a payment plan. We're going to choose subscription for this example. You can set your billing frequency all the way from daily to annual, and you can set your recurring price as well as an upfront payment. This is really cool too. So say you wanted to have a subscription, but you have a one-time payment that they pay before they dive into that actual monthly subscription. We'll drop in some random numbers here and hit save. And now you can see we have a bunch more options here. So we are able to add multiple price points for the same subscription. So if you had a one-time payment, like a lifetime membership fee for your membership, you could have that as an option. And then if somebody didn't want to pay that higher priced lifetime subscription, they could choose to pay monthly instead. Then down here, we can turn on a trial period, and you're able to decide whether or not you want to require a credit card or debit card for that subscription, and also whether you want to allow members to cancel during their trial or once their subscription has actually kicked in. It's nice they give you this little description up here so you can see exactly what the payment plan you created means for your members. And if you have multiple plans, you can even set one to preferred, so that way your customers will see that as the premier option for joining your community. On the Access tab, we can see all the different spaces within our community and choose which ones we want our members to have access to when they purchase on these tiers. And on the Post-Purchase tab, we can choose whether or not we want to send people to a thank you page within Circle or to a custom URL on our website, for example. We can customize the thank you email that gets sent out after they join. In addition to accepting payments through Circle, you also have the ability to create affiliates, basically setting people up with their own custom promotional link and then giving them a percentage of every sale that they refer to your business. I personally haven't had a chance to use this feature yet, and I'm really excited about it because I have always used a third-party checkout software that has its own affiliate program. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to simplify as much as possible. So I'm going to be moving all of my paywalls over to Circle and then using their integrated affiliate program to make it super simple to share links with my biggest brand advocates who are sharing about the digital products and courses that I have. They can generate sales, they'll get that commission, and everything, like I said, is done through one single platform. One of the features that I kind of teased in the last videos that I created that is now a huge part of Circle is online courses. And I wanted to show you a quick behind the scenes of what that looks like inside of my Circle community. A course is now a type of space that you can create within Circle. Once you have that set up, you can choose whether you want your course to be self-paced, meaning that students can go through it as they feel like it. You can choose whether you want it to be structured, meaning that when someone signs up, the lessons are dripped out based on that date, or scheduled, meaning that when someone signs up, the course is available on a specific date and lessons are dripped out based on that date that you pick. Circle makes it really easy to add new lessons to your online course. You can drag and drop in any media that you have. For me personally, I create videos for almost all of my online courses. And if you want to know my exact video setup and how I've created my online courses fully behind the scenes inside of Circle, you can sign up for Circle for a free trial using my affiliate link. I'm going to put that link here and in the description below. And once you've signed up using my affiliate link, reach out to support@localcreative.co with the subject line Circle Setup, and I will respond back with a behind the scenes video that I made just walking you through how I create videos like this, how I record them, and how I actually upload them and use them in my online courses. You can also add a ton of other content to your lessons. You can see all the different ways you can format them here, and you can also embed content from third-party sources. If I look at this course from the perspective of one of my students, they'll be able to see how many lessons they've completed and how much of the course they have left to complete. They can scroll through the different lessons, they can see how long each lesson is, and go in consecutive order, or they can skip around as needed. I love that this lives directly from within my community, so that way someone can watch a lesson and they can go over to the space dedicated to more conversation within my course and send a message to the community or get feedback right from within the same platform. The ability to add online courses was definitely the feature that kind of tipped the scales for me and made me want to go in on Circle 100%. Not only do I have all of my students and members in one place, I'm able to track everything in one analytics dashboard. Circle has made a ton of improvements to their analytics by basically adding real-time data and a ton of different dashboards for you to see everything that's happening in your community in one place. I can see where my members are located around the world. I can see popular days and times that they are logging into my community. I'm able to see active versus inactive members. I can see how many of my members are attending events that I'm hosting versus how many RSVP'd. And once I fully switch over to using Circle paywalls, I'll be able to see how much revenue my community is generating without logging into a separate platform. Okay, I know we covered a lot in this video, and there's probably a lot more that I could cover in a future video. So if you have any questions about Circle, please leave them in the comments below. There's also also one feature that I want to give an honorable mention to, and the reason I didn't talk about this specifically is because I don't currently have a plan on Circle that has this added functionality, but they launched workflows this past year. And if you have a larger community or you're somebody who wants to automate a lot of different tasks in your community, this is a feature you definitely want to know about. But basically, you can automate a ton of things behind the scenes in your community to make things much more efficient. So you could, for example, send welcome messages to any new members who join your community. You could send out bulk messages to your entire community. It kind of gives it this if this, then that functionality. So if a member does one thing, it could trigger another action to happen within Circle. Again, I don't personally have experience with this, but I hope someday my community gets large enough that I can upgrade my plan and get access to this really cool new feature. More and more brands, both big and small, are starting to use Circle as their community platform, which makes it a no-brainer. When I log into Circle, I have turned on the community switcher feature, which basically means that I can see all the communities that I'm a part of in the furthest left column of my Circle community, and I can easily switch back and forth. That means I'm logged into Circle more often, and it helps to make sure that I'm engaging in all the communities that I'm a part of. If you're thinking about launching a community for your own business, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and love to support you on this journey. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you